All right, so I'm gonna get started. Um, I'm not gonna introduce myself because you guys already know me. So I wanted to do shame, and I'm gonna show you really quickly the consciousness scale, the Hawkins scale of consciousness, I think it's called. No, map of consciousness, sorry. So I'm gonna go ahead and share that. I don't know why it's not allowing me. There we go. So you
Shame
guys,
is the lowest, one of the lowest
yeah, it
states.
is the lowest. And so look at shame. It has the lowest, let's look at what that is, energetic log. And I don't know what these others are because I didn't read the book. I really need to go in there and actually go through the book. But view of life and is miserable. And then the other one is predominant emotional state would be humiliation. So I wanted to start with that because I did this several summers ago. I think I shared with you guys, or maybe Kathy might know. Every week I was working on a separate one. And what it did is the way that I see these energetic logs is the lower the vibration, the more the harder it is to sustain. So when you do clear it, you get a lot of energy back, and there's a lot of space, like empty space kind of left over for you to then do other things. So what I ended up getting from the one that mostly weighed for me was guilt. Um, I don't know, maybe the parent thing. It could be a cultural thing for me, but I had a lot of guilt. That Risa's joining us. So I had a lot of guilt for many different things. And when I started doing shame, it did some shifting for me. Hi, Risa.
Hey,
How are you, hon? Thank you
um,
for joining us. I'm just getting started.
okay, sorry I'm running late.
Oh, you're good. Take a deep breath. We're all good. So I'm just explaining why I'm doing shame. I'm sharing this chart of the David Hawkins map of consciousness scale, which I
There we go.
use often. And I was sharing how a couple of summers ago I worked on each one of these all the way up to pride.
Is this on
And
your website?
I can share this image with you.
Okay. I just didn't know if it was on your website that like what I'm going to be doing.
I'm not sure
I
what
don't
your
know.
question is. I'm sorry. What's the question?
Is this map of consciousness on your website? Like when okay.
No, well, it's
Perfect.
not
Thank you.
mine. So I can
No,
share
I
the
know.
with you. I can share the image with you. I can
Okay.
share this whole file with you after we're done if you want to.
Cool.
Yeah, so this image I can share with you for sure. Um, so I'm starting with the shame because it's the lowest vibration. And for me, guilt was one of the ones that had carried the most. Like I flushed out more of that, I guess. And after I did that, I had so much energy that I was able to do so much without really feeling tired. And it started making me think about how when we see people that are super tired all the time, that there's might be that they might it might be a correlation with like how much you're carrying because it is a lot. You know, we are it's in essence like in our mind, like carrying these emotions and that I guess that program that we're constantly running through our head does cost us a lot of energy. So when you do clear it, then all of a sudden there's like this clearing, and then everything seems so effortless. So I wanted to share that to start with shame. All right, let me just go to my. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is we are going to think of, and we just need a thread. And for you guys, if all three of you, you've done Cognomy with me before, so we just literally just need a thread to start with because we really need to connect with what shame feels like. And we need to like in our imagination connect with it. And when we connect with it in our imagination or in our memory or by bringing forth something that's happened, then we are able to find it in our body. So that's what I mean about finding the thread. We're just like finding any and all. Um, so I want you to just sort of tune in a little bit and think back in a time where you might have felt worthless, small, exposed, or a feeling of feeling naked, not really naked, maybe not really naked, but naked.
Miriam, quick question.
Yes.
When we find that starting thread, can it be just a thought or an experience or either?
I think I would prefer an experience because an experience has a lot of other senses attached to it. Like
Okay,
it has the hearing, it has the words, it has the view of what it looked like and what it felt like. It's like a fuller vision. It's like a 4D, you know?
got it.
So I would prefer that you find a memory of something that either made you feel small, felt worthless, embarrassed, helpless, when you felt self-disgust, fear of rejection, um, maybe anger turned inward, like punishing yourself or criticizing yourself. Um, I mean, these are just examples. So I'm just, again, don't get too hung up on what the example is because all we're using it for is to find it in our body. And once we find it, it sort of opens up other stories. So don't worry about having the perfect story or the perfect memory. That's not really the point. So again, anything that made you feel small, like you wanted to hide or disappear or sink into the floor, something that made you feel exposed, like everyone can see your flaws, feeling of isolation, like feeling cut off, different, um, embarrassed. Um,
Should it be only
one,
like what I've said to myself, or like when I'm coming up with something my mom said to me
mhm, yeah.
in that? Okay.
Yeah, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna give you 3 minutes, actually maybe a little bit longer than that. I would say 4 minutes. I don't really want to spend that much time writing, but you're just gonna write the big phrases, like what you just said, Kathy, my mom, like just like very basic sentences. Um, we are not gonna analyze anything, so you're just telling the story. You're not going to say, I think this is what happened or why she did it. Like we're not going to analyze anything. So grab analysis and put it aside because that's not really what we're going to do right now. We're just going to tell the story as if we're a kid and we're going to go talk to mom about it or talk to somebody about it, the problem, and hope that they take care of it. Like we're not going to analyze any of it. So I'm going to set the timer for 4 minutes and um and focus on just like telling the story of how it happened and don't worry about it being so long either. Okay, just anybody have a question?
Um, I was thinking as you were talking, and I was able to remember several, three, four, maybe five, and maybe more, pretty strong experiences of shame in my childhood and adult life. I think I'm just sharing. I'll work with any and all. I'm okay. I'm good.
Yeah. Well, when we do the session, you will be talking about those. So,
Okay,
I would pull out one and just
One.
flesh it out, like all the details, like
gotcha,
maybe the facial expression, maybe how you felt, maybe how loud the person was, or, your senses. Go back to your senses, like,
gotcha.
was it
Okay.
painful or, you know, okay?
Okay.
Great. So, hey
Okay.
Siri, can you set a timer for 4 minutes? All right, here we go. 4 minutes. Goodness. Hi, Nan. And if you guys don't want to hear me explaining to Nan what's going on, you can turn the volume down just so I can explain to her what we missed for the last few minutes. I'm sorry, Nan. Hi, Nancy. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hi, Nancy. I'm not sure if you can hear me. But right now, what we're doing is we're taking a few minutes to write down a story or a memory from our past that contained shame in it, because that's what we're going to deal with. So anything that made you feel small or exposed, isolated, embarrassed, feeling helpless, um, self-disgust, fear of rejection, or anxiety or dread, any of those feelings, just pick one of them and you're going to be writing about it in a notebook. And we're going to all mute ourselves and work on those during the session. So we have about 2 minutes left to the writing portion. And that's what people are doing right now. I'm going to do like 30 more seconds. Don't get too hung up on it. Just, it doesn't have to be like very detailed. It was just a way to sort of get you to tune in. So maybe about 20 more seconds and we're going to get started. I'm going to connect my light. Hi, Bahish.
Hello.
How are you? I'm going to just share what we're doing. If you can read in the um, chat, because we're going to get started. Good. And by the way, I do have myself pinned, so I'm the only person being recorded. So if your voice comes through, that's coming through, but not your face. Okay?
That's fine. I'm late, so I didn't want to be disruptive. I just kind of
No, you're
wanted
not being
your.
disruptive. Thank you so much for coming. So, right now, everyone just took a few minutes to write down a memory of something that which contains shame, and that is going to be a starting point. So, any memory is good. Don't get too hung up on it being the perfect memory or the quintessential memory of shame. Just one memory, and we're gonna get started. So, if you have, there's only one person here who might have not done Cogno before, so I'm going to just share as if everyone's new, just for a few minutes. So you're going to need an object that's small. So if you have a ball that's colorful, that's wonderful. If you have, like I have this little cutesy thing my daughter colored for me. So anything colorful and lightweight that you can hold in both hands will be wonderful. Excellent. Thank you. That will do. So just excellent. So I have my ball right here, and everyone is going to be muted. So please mute yourselves. Because part of this session requires you to talk about this story that you just wrote. And if you don't have a story, don't worry about it, because you will once you get started, it's much easier to keep going. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to hold the ball with both hands between on the lower position, which is way down here. I am sitting up on my chair and I'm holding the object between my two hands. I'm going to look straight forward. I'm sorry, my face is looking straight forward, but my eyes are going to look downward. Do not close your eyes. You're just going to look downward towards your body, as far as towards your body as you can. And since you're muted, you are going to now, and you might want to put your notebook near you if you don't remember the details, but I'm sure it'll be pretty easy. So I want you to just bring forth that memory that you wrote about. Bring forth that memory that you wrote about. And if it helps to talk about it, do so. And you're muted, so I can't hear you. And it's important to, when you talk about it, it allows your whole body to hear it. And when you talk about it, a part of your body responds immediately. Like there's a part of your body that responds first, because it might be a full body reaction, but usually there's a part of your body that responds first. Find that part. If you're having a hard time finding that, then tell your story again. Like you could start all over again. You can read what you wrote out loud and feel it. Really allow yourself to be in the moment, like pretend you're right there, watching it happen all over again. And there, right there, where do you feel it? Okay, if you want, just take a note of it. You can write it down if you want, or you can remember it. Doesn't matter. Let's give that a number. And the number 10 is given if like it's giving you sleepless nights, and this feeling that you just felt is not letting you rest. It's just relentless. That's a 10. And a 0 is you're feeling amazing. You're at, I don't know, I can think of myself on a hammock in the breezy summer day in the shade, like that. So give yourself a number, and you might want to write it down. So our goal today is to bring that number down and hopefully to 0. And if not today, 0 over time. So we're just going to try to bring that down. All right. What I like to do is I like to start right away with infinity. So if you have glasses, you might want to take them off. And if you've never done this before, if you could just watch me first, and I'm going to demonstrate. So you're going to, and I did this before and someone did it the wrong way. So I'm going to draw it. So this is the infinity. It's a number 8 right here. Can you see it? Yeah, there you go. You're going to do the infinity sideways in front of your face. And I'm going to demo that in front of your face. And the goal here is to keep your head completely still. And the goal here is to really get stretches in your eyes. So if you're just making a nice tight little infinity in front of your face, your eyes are not really stretching. So the goal is to really feel a little stretch on those eye muscles all the way. And speed is not important here. Slower is better. And let's just practice doing that first before we start. Okay. Now, all right. So now, while you're muted still, we're going to go ahead and retell that story and just tell it out loud. From the beginning. Tell the whole story out loud with as much detail as you can. Remember to keep your head still. Now you might notice your eye has a little bit of difficulty in one area. For me, it's always right here. My eye does a weird flutter situation. And if you notice some place is more difficult, you're going to take a deep breath and notice my breath. It was strong exhalation that you sort of, it has to be audible. And also spend a little time here. I call it squeegee, like when you're cleaning the glass, you're going to just stay right here a little bit longer. Make sure your eye's on the ball. Keep telling your story. If you're finished with your story, tell it again. Start over. What you're doing right now is you're allowing all parts of your brain to look at the story. Your entire brain is alert, listening to this story. If you're finished with it, tell it again. I know you were dreading that one. Remember to get a stretching on those eyes and self-correct your face. If you keep following the ball with your head, nothing's going to happen. So keep your head straight and follow that ball with your eyes only. It doesn't matter which arm holds the ball. I switch because I have short arms. Don't forget to breathe. All right, so keep going. Now, I want you to listen to what I'm going to ask you to do next. Now, I want you to also just allow the ball to keep moving. And if something else comes up that has nothing to do with your story, we're just going to also allow it to come out. So let's say my shame story has to do with my son and daughter, but then all of a sudden I remember something to do with work. I'm going to also voice it. So let's just see what comes up. And it doesn't have to be that. Anything comes up, we're going to give it voice. We're not going to analyze. We're just going to give it voice. I'm going to stay here for a while. My eye keeps doing crazy stuff right here. I don't know if you guys can see, but my eye like just does this trembling right here. The cool thing about Cogno is you don't even have to talk about it and you'll have benefits from it. You just do the movements. The word here is allow. There's no, we're not rejecting any thoughts. There's no umbrella that we have to stay under. So just any and all thoughts are going to be voiced. And it might be completely off your story now. What else is there? Maybe something that happened today. Go ahead and say it. Deep breath. All right. I'm going to give you a rest. You put your object down. If your eye, you might want to rub your eyes. It feels so good to rub your eyes. Excellent. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to walk a figure eight. I'm in a very tight space here in my art room. And so I'm just going to be guiding you. So if you want, you can turn off your video if you want, and you can just listen to me. But you're going to the same number 8 that we did with our eyes. We're going to now walk as if it's painted on the ground. You're welcome to do it with your shoes, without your shoes. It doesn't matter. Just take some deep breaths while you're walking. Relax your shoulders. Pay attention to your feet in your shoes or on the ground. Just like really really in tune with the way that your feet feel on the ground. Take a deep, deep breath. Keep going. And now you're going to lift your chin up a teeny bit and look around you and notice the quality of the light in your room, whether you're inside with electrical light or whether the light's coming through the window. Just allow the light to go in your eyes and just appreciate the quality of the light in the room. Notice something you haven't noticed before, even if the room is familiar. I always notice cobwebs. That's what I always notice in my room. I have a lot of spiders in my house. Keep going. Take another deep breath with a audible exhale, please. Excellent. And now the last one, you're going to keep your head still, straight, and your eyes are going to shift upwards towards the ceiling. And just be careful not to trip wherever you are. Take another audible breath with an audible exhale. Beautiful. All right, so take a seat. And now we're gonna force some yawns, and the yawning really helps to move the energy around. So we're gonna force some yawns. You are going to face one way, and you're gonna open your jaw really wide, and that's gonna force a yawn. So you're gonna go, okay, that was really silly. All right. And I found this other one, which is really neat, is if you're in a chair, don't do this if you're in a stool, obviously, but you're gonna lean back. That one felt really good. Excellent. Okay, so we're gonna just hold the ball again back down between our legs, and we're gonna sit up in our chair. Um, I'm sorry, face forward and your eyes downwards. Make sure your eyes are open, facing downwards towards your body. And I want you to bring forth again that memory that you wrote about. If you forgot about it, go grab your paper and you can read it. Just read it over again and test it. And when I say test it, I mean imagine yourself in that situation once again. You're there, you're standing there, this is happening to you. And grab that feeling that pops up, that first feeling that pops up. Grab it. Where did it ping? Notice it. It might be the same place. It might be different. It's all good. I see someone yawning. Amazing. All right. Now let's give it a number again. Remember, 10 is sleepless nights, tossing and turning all night. And 0 is whatever you imagine to be an amazing feeling, just laying there and relaxing. So where do you land on this specific memory or that feeling that popped up? Right. All right. Excellent. So I'm going to have you guys take your glasses back off. And what we're going to do is I'm going to try to go back to some of those prompts that I gave you earlier. And I'm just going to give you a prompt, and I want you to bring forth a memory, and you can just talk about it for like 2 or 3 sentences and just tune into it. And with each time that you bring it forth, I really want you to imagine yourself there. Okay? The imagination is really going to bring forth like it's going to full engagement. So when I give you a prompt, I just want you to quickly find it, find that thought DNA like in your memory, and you'll see that it's very, very easy. You'll find it right away, and you just talk about it. That's all that I want you to do. Okay?
The same memory we used already?
No, no, no. I'm gonna any memory, any and all memories, because there's about 7 prompts that I'm gonna give you, and you can just, popcorn out what comes up. And if like 5 things come up within that 1 minute that I'm gonna allow you to talk, then you can popcorn out 5 things. Or you can talk about one thing for that 1 minute. Okay? Again, it's not about don't get hung up on specifics. As long as you're in the moment, like I'm just trying to get you into all of these different ways that we can get at shame. Okay? All right, let's do it. So I'm gonna keep my glasses on. You're gonna take yours off because I'm reading the prompts. But you are going to be doing the same thing that we did earlier, which is the infinity. Um, and just going to keep reminding you that the important thing is to really get those stretching in the eyes, because the eyes are connected to all parts of your brain. And the more stretching you get, the more parts of your brain that are engaged in looking at shame. Okay?
One hand or both hands on the ball, on what the object?
It doesn't matter. What you're doing is what does matter is that the ball goes in an 8 and your eye follows it and your head still. Okay? Yeah, it doesn't matter which hand holds it. Thank you for asking. All right. I like I said earlier, my arms are really short, so I always have to switch, but there's people that can, that do this pretty easily. Not me. Okay. Okay. All right. So I want you to just scan your life and find a specific time where you felt worthlessness, feeling like you're not good enough, or you're fundamentally flawed. Fundamentally flawed. Flawed. Just find it and talk about it. And again, you're muted. I can't hear you. This is just you allowing this memory to play out with your words and allowing your whole nervous system to hear it. Fundamentally flawed. So you're going like this and you're finding that story. And again, it's not about speed, guys. Don't even worry about going fast. That's not important. Make sure your eyes are following the object. Fundamentally flawed. When did you feel that? Fundamentally flawed. Worthless. 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 All right. How about exposed? Exposed. Like everyone can see your flaws. Exposed. Take a deep breath. Follow the object. Keep your head still. Exposed. Exposed. Everyone can see you. Everyone can see your flaws. If your eyes having trouble or there's a particular pain on one part of your forehead while you're working, stay there a teeny bit longer, as much as you can handle, and take a deep breath. How about unworthy of connection? Unworthy of connection. You are not worthy. Not worthy of connection. Isolation. Not worthy. Feeling cut off. All those are all the same thing. Isolation. Tell the story of isolation. If you finish the story of isolation, tell it again. Okay, here's one that's a winner in my book for me. Embarrassment. Embarrassment. Oh, I was so embarrassed. Feel it. Be there. Be there right now. I was so embarrassed. And you might notice your eyes having different problems depending on what you're focusing on. So whenever you're having an issue, like mine trembles over here now for some reason when I talk about embarrassed. So I'm going to spend a little more time there. Take a deep breath. All right, here's another one. Helpless. Believing you can't change or fix what feels wrong. You can't fix what feels wrong. There's something wrong. You can't fix it. Oh no, we can't fix it. It's always going to be like this. Oh no. Helpless. Helplessness. Tell the story of helplessness. Let your whole nervous system hear the story of helplessness. Take a deep breath. I'm getting like chills everywhere. It's crazy. Some of these really hit hard. All right, here's another one. Self-disgust. Self-disgust. Harsh self-criticism. That's what self-disgust is. Feeling dirty or broken. Broken. Dirty. Tell the story of self-disgust. Let your whole nervous system hear it. Anything and everything that comes out from that. Just voice it. Here's another one. Fear of rejection. Fear of rejection. Follow the object. Don't just move it in front of your face. Make sure your eyes are moving with the object. Fear of rejection. Expecting others to turn away if they really knew you. Oh, if they really found out. Oh no. Fear of rejection. Feel that. Where do you feel that? Tune into that part of your body. Fear of rejection. Expecting others to turn away if they really knew you. Take a deep breath. You're doing awesome. We have two more. Anger turned inward. Punishing yourself. Punishing yourself. Feel it? Tell the story of angry at yourself, punishing yourself. When have you done that? Punishing yourself, anger. Feel it. Where does it ping in your body? Just be in that space. You're doing awesome, by the way. Take another deep breath. Anxiety or dread. Dread. Oh, that word is heavy. Anticipating judgment or humiliation. Dread. You're anticipating what will happen. Oh no. Dread. Tell the story of dread. Right? You can put your object down. You're going to rub your eyes. All right. Before I continue, does anyone have any questions or comments? And thank you for reminding me about water. If you guys have water, you might want to drink some water. Okay. We're gonna, okay. Yeah.
Really awesome work.
Oh, cool. Cool. Excellent. You guys are doing great. I'm getting a lot of, I mean, like I said, you get a lot from it, even if you don't talk. My mentor works with, she works with um, responders. What is it? First responders. And she says that sometimes they don't want to talk about things because, they're tough guys. And, um, and she says that just doing the movements with them gets things to move. So, if and so I think it's a double whammy to talk about it also, um and especially like in an uncensored kind of way. And there's something very forgiving and loving about not censoring yourself, and I think that's just I mean, to allow yourself to have that kind of space, even if there are no, people around you that might do that for you. Like it's so important to do that for yourself, you know, like
I,
either journaling or speaking out loud or, yeah,
I can share a little bit, Miriam, if you would like, if that's how
I
the
would love
plan.
it. Thank you.
So in my one of my shame memories, I'm about 6 or 7, maybe 10 years old, young boy. I had this massive crush on this very quote unquote pretty girl in my neighborhood, and I've had this crush on her for almost many months. And she was visiting, and we had a guest in our house, an older man, and oh my God, he said, "Oh, you like that girl? You should tell her, and let's tell everybody." And I was so embarrassed and so afraid. You cannot believe it. Somehow I had learned that to like a girl is a very bad thing.
Mm.
At the same time, I had also learned that I am very ugly and I'm dirty,
Mm.
whereas she's very pretty and she's
Mm.
very clean. Oh my And when you encouraged me, I checked. There was tightness, a pretty strong number. Maybe I said 6 or 7. And when we did all the work, man, I swear to God, when I checked again, there's a shift. There's a change in my nervous system that has happened, Miriam.
Oh my
I'm
God.
I'm not so
I'm
ugly.
almost crying, Gavin. Oh my God. I'm just like, this is like really neat. Oh my gosh. That is so cool too, because and it reminds me of how sometimes trauma can happen just from a misunderstanding when we're younger. Like, because I work with kids, and a lot of times like there might be a misunderstanding of the way things are said, or just because their minds are still really young, and it gets stored in their body as trauma, and then it just becomes this big thing later, and
Yeah.
then you don't know where it came from. So it's really
Yeah.
neat to be able to release that.
Yes. Yes. I literally feel a change, a deep change in like, okay, I'm not that ugly or dirty. If, if
Oh,
I
that's awesome. Definitely awesome. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that just gave me chills like from the bottom of my feet. So thank you, all the way up to my head. So thank you.
Miriam, when you were talking about the first responders, I wondered if like humming, like some during this, I was having trouble with some words. And then as you were saying about the first responders, I thought, I wonder if just humming,
Mm.
would help. Um,
Mhm.
I might try that because some of the words were just like it. Some of it felt kind of overwhelming, with some of the prompts that you gave. And I just thought that now. I thought, I wonder, maybe I'll try humming to see if
Mm.
that.
Thank you for mentioning humming, because I've been using humming as a self-soothing thing, and I feel like it's very healing. And I'll send you a video that I found about humming, and how it's very healing to just because I realize now I hum all the time, and I used to stop myself, and now I'm just like sometimes I'll have a song in my head the entire day, and I've been humming the whole time, and it's like the sound that, the vibration and how helpful that is for your I'm not sure what it's doing, but it's very soothing. So it's got to be good, you know. And again, I'm trying to live under this umbrella of like anything and all we do is beautiful and wonderful, like especially if our intentions are positive and, under the umbrella of love, I think just how would that feel, So I'm trying to do that and I'm like, I'm humming. Okay, why should I stop myself? I really like humming. And it's funny because my husband hums all the time. He's always humming and or whistling. He whistles. We have a parrot. So anyway, um, thank you for sharing that. So what I want to do is we are going to do the map in, and the map in is a, what we do at the end. And what we did just now, I know it seems like it wasn't a lot of exercise or anything, and I know I'm preaching to the choir here, for some of you. So, but I'm gonna just say it again. So, it seems like we didn't do a lot as far as like, exercise, but you are going to be extremely tired and sleep really, really well. And um, we did a lot of changes on both sides of the brain. So now, in order to equalize it or to have the right side of the brain share what it learned with the left side and vice versa, we do this thing called map in, which is pretty much share the information across the corpus callosum, which is like the center of your brain, like this wall that separates both sides. So when we do it, and I'm going to demo first and then you guys can do it. So you're just going to hold the object on the low position and you're going to stay still. If you're on a rotating chair, you're not going to rotate it at all. You're going to stay still and your eyes moving, your hands, both hands are on the object and you're going to go left to right. If you have different colors, you're going to call out each color as it goes from side to side, like this: orange, purple, blue, red. If you don't have different colors, don't worry about it. Not a big deal. I just want you to follow the object from left to right all the way to the top. Make sure you're following the object because sometimes people think they're following the object, but they're not. There's a huge benefit to your eyes following the object. Keep your hands on the object the whole time. All right, got it? All right, let's start. So you're going to start low, nice and slow, follow the object left to right. Call out the colors, and I like to rotate the object so that I can see different colors as the object is going from side to side. If you don't have a colorful ball, the Five Below has lots of different colorful balls, and or you can just pick like a colorful sock next time. It doesn't really matter. There we go. Or a stuffed animal, any of those things. All the way to the top and bring it down. Excellent. You guys are amazing. Thank you for letting me do this with you guys and trusting me with this process. Let me give you some other really quick tips. I wrote them down and I don't want to miss any of them. So let's see. Sorry, give me a second. Oh, if you have Himalayan salt, you might want to take a little bit, like, I'm not talking a lot. You can put some in your water. Um, some changes that you might notice are changes in your mood, changes in your relationships with others or yourself. You might have a lot more energy. Before that happens, though, sometimes the first time I ever did Cogno, I had to be like, I was in the bathroom for like quite a while. And it did like this flush, like a body flush. So, if you've never done it before, you might be like in the bathroom, you might have stomach pains. So just know that that's normal. And afterwards, you're going to feel amazing. So it's okay. Your reactivity might also reduce, meaning that you're not going to be as triggered about things that normally would trigger you. That was a huge thing for me. Like that is one of my biggest benefits from doing cogno movement is my reactivity. Like no one can really make me that upset anymore. Um, and drink lots of water. So I am a big water drinker, but you have to drink even more than you think you need. because it helps all the connections in the brain, and it will be you'll multiply the results from today. And again, you're going to sleep really well. Your brain has done a ton of work today. So, and this is just a sample session. Most sessions are about an hour. We started, I think we did like 45 minutes or so. So,
Wow.
it's a little bit shorter. Yeah, Kathy, sorry.
I have two questions. The Himalayan salt, like what if, is it about drinking it or what? Like I gotta go eat dinner. What if I just put Himalayan salt on my
Yeah,
food?
yeah, that's
Okay.
fine. Yeah.
Okay. And so for me, I started at an 8 with this, went down to a 6, might be now at a 4. Like, do you recommend doing it again, um, to get from 4 to 0 or
I would definitely recommend doing it again, but maybe wait and see like how you feel later because it does keep working.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, I've
like
noticed
the
that.
connection keeps growing.
Yeah.
And for me, like I will do like mini ones daily, and then like on the weekends I might do longer ones. So, um, and then you'll see lots of change like go through. Like for me, like the way I know that things are working is I'll have a ton of synchronicities. And I mean, for me, it's been like a 5D situation, like all the way. Like I'll do it and I'll have synchronicities, I'll think of things and they'll happen. Like I'll speak out loud that I need certain something and the right people will come through. I mean, it's like it's it's really cleared things for me to the point where like on a very spiritual level. So I don't even know if I answered your question.
You did, you did. And I want to tell everyone that the first couple times in probably since then too that I did the Cogno movement, yeah, I had releasing in the bathroom also. There wasn't any pain or cramping or anything, but and so for me, and I had to call Miriam the next day. I'm like, I gotta tell you this, holy moly. Um, so and she's like, oh, that is from this. That's and I'm like, okay, good release.
Hmm.
So for me, bodily wise, that was how I really knew that it, was working. And for me, like for like a good 3 days, I'm noticing many things, like you were saying, also with synchronicity and other, yeah.
Yeah, because I did one on my sister. I shouldn't even say that. I have two sisters, so they won't know which one. But anyway, I did one on like having a better relationship with one of them, and within a couple of days, like I got a call, and we had a very amazing heart to heart that we haven't had in a while. So like it does shift things on a very different, on a like a quantum level. Like I mean. And there's stories like this whenever we get together as practitioners that people just share, like go around in a circle and just share all the amazing miracles that people are doing with it. So yeah, I would recommend, I mean, find out for yourself, like definitely try it. I have a lot of free videos online. You can practice doing it daily. I have what I do daily, which is super short. It's like 10 minutes. I usually do it at work. To cut that one out. I don't do it at work. I'm working while I'm work. No, I usually do 10 minutes in the morning.
Nice.
Yeah.
You know what's really funny is I've been divorced from my ex-husband for a long time. Um and I was surprised that this actually came up because I've done a lot of shadow work. I've,
Hmm.
I've worked I've worked very hard to get out from under his thumb. And but the first thing that came up was when kind of when I said I was leaving, and he was like, "You'll never make anything of yourself. You'll never make it on your own without me, blah blah, the whole 9 yards." And I was surprised that actually came up because I've worked a lot on that. I went I went to college as an adult and got 2 degrees. I have a wonderful job. I mean, I have a really good paying job, et cetera, et cetera. So I was surprised when that came up.
Hmm.
But um it's funny is that now even talking about it, because it's taken me a few minutes to actually talk, y'all know I'd like to talk. Um, Like I don't, it doesn't even bother me now. It literally, and when you said what's the second number, it was immediately a zero.
Wow.
And it was like,
Wow.
I mean, I've gotten to the point where, I mean, obviously I have children with him. I've told my kids, I don't want to talk about him. I don't want to hear anything about him. I don't want to know what he's done because he's always doing something stupid. So, and he treats my children, that it's their dad, but he doesn't treat them well.
Mhm.
And that still kind of triggered me. And
Mhm.
it's just like finally told them, don't. So, yeah, I'm gonna keep. We'll see how that goes.
That is so neat.
Hmm.
Yeah, it you brought up a really interesting point though, that Bill McKenna has a book out. He's the creator, he's one of the creators of Cogno, and
Oh, okay.
in it he talks about how he went to a store and the woman accused him of like taking, giving him the wrong change or something. And he got so annoyed with her that he avoided the store. And and he said that and so every time he came to that town or whatever, he avoided that store. And I'm sure I'm butchering the story, but the gist of it you'll get. So every time he came to that area, he would avoid the store.
Mm.
And he made a point that you're not, when you avoid something, you're still essentially carrying it. So that
Mhm.
was really that was a very powerful lesson for me, because I was doing that like on Facebook when I would see friends that have hurt my feelings in the past and I never dealt with it. I would just unfriend them. Like, I'm just gonna unfriend this person. But they were essentially, I'm still carrying them, you know,
Mm.
because
Yeah.
every time their name would come up or someone, like somehow I would be reminded I'm still carrying it. So
Mhm.
that's not clearing it. So
Right.
only when you do that and you clear it, then the test is, can you be around it? Right? Can you be around it without it triggering? So that's the goal, right? I'm not
Right.
saying anyone's going to be there from now, but that is the goal when you really want to heal from something, that is like where you're headed.
Mm-hmm.
So if just avoiding or closing the door or like kind of saying I'm not going to talk, that's okay. You need that. That is necessary. Like, we're not going to go
Boundaries.
in an
Yeah.
abusive situation, right? That's not okay. But what I'm saying is you're still in your mind, that you're carrying them, and that weighs on your psyche. That's a
Mhm.
thought pattern that just keeps going. And the thought pattern is what weighs you down.
Right.
It's not about the other person. It's about what's like that thought pattern that's like heavy and you're
Mhm.
carrying it.
I mean, now we have grandkids, so birthday parties and
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
so
So that's
I'm doing a lot better than I was.
yay.
Not gonna lie. Sometimes I wanted to use them as a speed bump. So
Oh gosh.
that's been a long time. I've come a long way since then.
Well, this moved in the right direction then.
Yeah, most definitely. Oh,
Well, well, thank you guys so much. I don't know if anyone else has a question. I'm gonna plunk my info again in the chat if you want to just grab it. Um, has all the relevant info on there. Um, yeah.
Would you be able in an email to send that, whatever that
Yes, I'll
map of
send it to you the
consciousness?
minute I hang up. Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
yeah. You know me. I will
I know you are so good at that. I need to learn from that.
put it in my newsletter because I'm trying to do a newsletter once a month so I don't harass people with my emails, but I'll put it in the newsletter. So
Thank you. Thank you
perfect.
so much for
so
this.
this
Thank
happens
Oh,
once a month. I think I shared the ones that are happening.
I
Uh
think you did.
yeah, so I have 1 second. So here. So the next ones are September 26th and October 24th. So it's the fourth Friday of every month.
Okay, September 26th.
that feels to me like it's not like I'm not chewing more than I can handle because there's a lot of stuff going on. But yeah, excellent.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
Guys,
Miriam.
thank you.
Thank you so much, Miriam.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
It's a pleasure.
Nice to meet you,
I look forward
Gavin.
to it.
And
Thank
I'm gonna stop the
Thank
recording.
you. Thank you so much.